Dumb, cool,
weird
podcast. All right, welcome to the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. Today we did Porkys from 1981, one of my favorite movies of all time.
First time seeing it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I saw it for the first time when I was in high school with my buddies, and we were laughing our asses off because it kind of captures that like the crazy use of the late 1950s.
Yeah, and you know what? Things just seemed more fun back then, Wes.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
You know, just kids pranking kids looking like 40-year-olds trapped in high school.
Man, Pee-wee's the butt of every joke.
Yeah, you know, Pee-wee's kind of a loser, man.
Kind of is. I mean, he can't get laid. I mean, we kind of start the movie off with Pee-wee. We kind of end with Pee-wee.
Yeah, Pee-wee's got a boner at the beginning of the movie.
And then at the end of the movie, he's got his boner and somebody.
Yeah, well, what's funny is that he has his boner finally in the chick he was supposed to bone the night before he woke up in scene 1.
Yeah, that's true. But he was an idiot.
Yeah, he tried to game the game. He put the rubber on before he got like any like foreplay and makeout session.
No. So basically, just kind of have a little overview, not to go into too much detail about the plot overall, but basically it's a movie about, it's just like a slice of life movie about a bunch of teenagers in the late 50s.
Coming of age.
They live near Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And basically it's like the early, well, it's like not the early, it's like
the late 50s.
It's like the late 50s, yeah. And basically what you have is you have all these kids getting into different kinds of shenanigans. You know, you got the jock. His name's Meat, big guy.
Italian guy with meat.
Yep. Got a Jewish guy. His
name was Schwartz.
Schwartz, he has like a bit of a conflict with one of the guys because the guy was raised to be kind of prejudiced. So
really, really good shape.
Yeah.
Schwartz is in really good shape.
Actually, most of the guys in this movie are in pretty good shape.
Yeah, the only person who could stand and lift a little bit of weights is Pee-wee.
Yeah. But basically what ends up happening is because they're all, horny little teens, they're like, oh, we gotta go to Porky's. They go to Porky's. They basically get fucking ripped off by Porky.
In the funniest way.
Yeah, he basically dumps them into the fucking bayou, which is pretty dangerous considering there's so many, alligators and shit in there.
Yeah, and they do that close-up of that random gator.
Yep, they do. Just so you know that it's a bayou. But yeah, so basically what ends up happening is over the course of the movie, after they get fucked over, their friend keeps going back and getting his ass kicked. And essentially, a few things happen in between where the prejudice guy's dad comes and gets mad at his son because he gets beat up by the Jewish guy.
Yep.
Kind of resolves that between each other. There's a subplot with the teachers. There's a teacher called Ballbreaker. She's ridiculous. She's an asshole. And then there's two other coaches that are kind of the focus, and they're pretty funny. And one of them just wants to have sex with
the head of the
cheerleading squad, and it turns out she's actually a screamer when she likes to get it on.
Yeah, she likes. I love how he's like, bring her to the equipment room. Why bring her to the equipment? Trust me, bring her to the equipment room. And like then when he finally brings her to the equipment room, she's smelling all the musk of the equipment.
She's smelling dirty gym socks and dirty jocks, and she's like, "Oh,
she's like, so torn on,
so horny." And he's just like, "Really? Okay." And then,
he was like not expecting it, man.
Yep. And after he plows her, she makes really loud noises, and that kind of gets everybody upset. But then, like what was funny is I told Nick, I was like, "You've never seen this movie, but I guarantee you've seen this scene." And
oh yeah,
the most iconic scene is the one where the boys go down into the crawl space behind the girls' bathroom, and they basically lift up these pipes,
and they can peep.
And they could peep right into the showers. And that's actually where one of the most iconic scenes of the movie happened. Ballbreaker basically grabs, his balls and his dick.
Yeah, and then she pulls them. Dude, my dick was afraid when that was happening.
Yep.
Like, I was afraid his dick would come off the way she was grabbing it.
Yep. And, like I said, over the course of the movie, it's just like slice of life. You just see these teens going through different things. But really the climax of the movie is basically their buddy comes back from Porky's again, and he's beat up like, pretty bad.
Yeah, they had to hospitalize him and everything. He had broken ribs, collapsed lung, maybe.
Yeah, and his face was all fucked up. And basically, what ended up happening though is they were like, "We got to go get him." The cop was going to just go over there and try to fuck him up. But basically, they came up with a plan with the Jewish guy and Schwartz, and they went over and they basically set up little traps, and they decided to completely destroy Porky's place of business.
Oh, and the sheriff's department.
Yeah, the sheriff's department. Yeah.
This car's good, boss. There's nothing wrong with this car.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the movie, when they go to Porky's, basically they try to fight back against Porky, telling him he's a fucking asshole. And basically the police come up, and it's his brother is the sheriff, and basically they fuck up the car. And they're like, well, that'll be like $50, so that'll be $100, and then they like have to like shell out more money to get it fed, get it taken care of, so they can leave. But basically, what they end up doing is they completely dupe Porky and his buddies, and they completely destroy Porky's place of business.
Yeah, they
like blow up his bridge, and they pull. So what they do is they
set up debt cord on the smaller bridges, and then they actually destroy the foundation.
Yeah, so they had a
support
chain.
beams.
Well, they had a chainsaw. And they were like trying to they were basically weakening the structural integrity. And two of them were in boats, and the other guys, they had this tow truck, and they pulled the place apart. Porky chases them. They basically trap the fucking the cop station too with a bunch of their cars.
Yeah, they broke one of the cars to like only go in reverse. Yeah. Crash right through the station, and then they undid all the tires on the second squad car.
Yep. And so they chase them over to the next county. They go to the county line, and basically the older brother was a cop, and he wants to get revenge. And basically, he fucks up the Porky's car, but he does it even worse. He literally shoots the car. He shoots the tire out. He shoots the radiator, and he fucking shoots the pig off the top of it.
Yep. Hey, how about you put a little weight behind it? You should be used to that.
Yes,
because the Porky's fat.
They're the fat jokes. So they're pushing the car away, and finally, Pee-wee finally gets laid, because it's been like a running joke in the entire movie that Pee-wee has not been laid yet.
Pee-wee's like the kid who doesn't understand how to jerk off, but wants to keep getting laid. He's that one friend of yours that whenever you brought girls over, he'd always be asking, where are the girls at? And then when they show up, you wouldn't know what to do with them.
Yep, that was Pee-wee. And then we kind of wrap up the movie with Ballbreaker trying to attack the kid who put his dick in the shower again. And then she's like, arrest him. And then and then it's like, you just sexually assaulted a minor. You're going to prison.
Yeah.
And so they arrest her, and that's basically the end of the movie. I think the only other thing we failed to mention was they got pranked by going to hook up with this I think it was a prostitute.
Yeah, it was a prostitute out in that backwoods.
It was like literally it was the house. Like, this house is one of those backwoods fucking Florida houses. You know, the ones that we're talking about.
Yeah, they hired a 40-year-old hooker and a like 6'4" like black guy with a machete.
And they just fucking like terrorize them, and it was so fucking hilarious.
You know, that was a good prank. Everybody stripped naked so that she could make sure you guys don't have VD and you're clean. Why don't you go stripping naked? She already checked us last week.
Yeah, it's funny. But that's pretty much the movie. I mean, the movie really is just like a slice of life about teens growing up in the late 50s in Florida. And honestly, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, it's a very simple plot, but it's very entertaining. Like, honestly, I wouldn't mind making a movie like this one day.
We probably should.
Yeah. So, talk about the dumb, cool, and the weird. What was dumb about this movie, Nick?
You know, even the dumbest things would probably be very enjoyable with this film. I guess the dumbest thing is like how Pee-wee is just actually no. I'll put that with weird. I'll put that one with weird. I guess the dumbest thing is they had access to debt cord.
Yeah.
Like, or the fact that no one heard them tearing away at the structural integrity of the place with the chainsaws.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, or let's even go to the fact is like how dumb it was that, you know, the guy who was messing around with the police cars, he was in front of a big well-lit window where everyone was hanging out and no one saw him.
Yeah, and let's elaborate on that a little bit more. It was also kind of weird that you know, one of the guys was in the water using a chainsaw on the side of the fucking foundation, and they didn't even hear the fucking chainsaw.
Yeah, like literally right next to the building.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense either. You know what else is really fucking dumb? Was the deadbeat dad that got out of prison.
Oh yeah,
literally was sitting on a bike drinking with an underage girl on the like back.
She looked 14.
Yep, and he was drinking beer, and he littered, and he was a fucking known menace, and there was 2 incidents in the movie where this was bad.
Yeah,
and they still didn't fucking arrest him. That's dumb as fuck.
I mean, the 14-year-old on the back of his motorcycle while he was drinking a beer the first time they saw him should have got him thrown back in jail.
Yep, and it didn't, and that was dumb as shit. So what's cool about this movie? I mean, I honestly...
The whole movie was pretty cool.
The whole movie is pretty cool, but I think the coolest part of the movie is how they had that elaborate plan to fuck up Porky.
Yeah, no, that really was. I mean, they really thought that through.
Yeah, they really did.
I mean, they could have gotten shot.
Yeah, they could have gotten shot, but they had Schwartz helping them, and they literally came up with some really cool fucking ideas on how to fucking take Porky down, and I really enjoyed that part of the movie. I also thought the girls were pretty cool in that movie, how they were very friendly and flirtatious and funny. They kind of, it kind of reminded me of some of the girls I went to high school with. I went to school with girls who were very flirtatious like that sometimes. They love to have fun like that. Like if you saw them naked, they would just laugh about it and think it's funny.
Yeah, you know what I also thought was cool, though? Is how like organic the relationship was with the teenagers. These guys were just being bros and hanging out and pranking each other in some of the worst ways possible, and that just felt so relatable.
Yeah, even the guys' relationships with all the girls, it seemed very natural and very like
nothing
friendly.
Was pushed. Nothing was.
You could tell
it was just
they
organic.
All these actors gave off the aura that they had been. They all grew up together, and that I really appreciate that the actors brought that kind of performance.
Yeah, like high school chums.
Yeah. And then, what was weird about this movie?
I guess I will say the weirdest thing had to be Pee-wee and his
quest for sex.
Yeah, his quest for sex. It was kind of bothersome. It's like nobody has ever been this pathetic when it comes to getting pussy.
Yeah, he was also really weird. He also acted really weird when he went to Porky's. He just kept talking, and the guy's like, just fucking come in here, dude. Like, it's just like...
Just shut up.
Yeah, he did that a lot throughout the movie. He was just weird. He was just a weird, awkward dude.
I mean, like, I guess he meant well, but I can't say he meant well because he got really weird when he didn't get sex. Like, he was kind of bitching and moaning too much about the fact, he's like, oh, well, how am I going to get laid now? Like, especially after they destroyed... Porky's place. They're like, oh, it was my last chance to get laid.
Yep.
It's like, Porky, just go to another county and find some chick.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on.
I do love though how they made those jokes though. Like when he forgot his ID, it's always fucking something with you. Or at the end with the rubber, he's like, what? It's too big. Well, I'm sorry, we don't have trainer condoms here.
Yeah, tied in a knot, dude. And yeah, that was definitely weird. I also thought Ballbreaker was weird. I will say that really, like, that scene that was really funny is when she was trying to get the principal on board.
My god, that was great.
To try to find these guys, and then everybody in the room just couldn't keep it together. That was definitely a really weird scene too. Honestly, Ballbreaker was like the weirdest part of the movie. She's a very weird lady.
She was very odd, and what I thought was funny though was when the gym teacher's like, maybe we should call the police. Get one of their sketch artists come here so you could describe what it looked like, and we'll post wanted posters all over the school saying, have you seen this prick? Armed and dangerous. Look out.
Look out. But yeah, that was Porky's. It's one of those movies you got to watch at least once. I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably do a couple of more screwball comedies like that from the 80s.
Yeah.
We're going to do, I think next we'll do Meatballs.
Yeah. We got to get Revenge of the Nerds on there.
Yeah, we got to do Revenge of the Nerds. And ironically enough, we're going to do a movie called Screwballs, which is another movie like that. I've actually never seen Screwballs, so that'll be me and Nick's first time watching a movie together we both haven't seen. So
it's been pretty nice.
Yeah. By the way, one last thing about this movie that frustrated me. In the very beginning, Pee-wee's mom looks nothing like him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Pee-wee, what, you can't roll out of bed or like cover it up with like your boner up with like a blanket or something?
I know, right?
I love when he pulls the ruler out. You thought he was about to like slap his dick or something with it. Yep. He's just measuring it.
Making sure it's bigger, but it's not. It's the same size.
No, you know what was weird? He had that dick measurement like graph.
Yeah, I saw that.
That he pulled out of his drawer. Like, not porn. None of that. No, it was a dick-sized graph.
Well, I said he should just go rub that out. And then when he opened it up, I was like, maybe he's about to rub it out. Nope, he just measuring his dick.
Totally weird.
But that was Porky's. We may watch Porky's 2 and 3 at some point.
Absolutely.
So We'll get to them eventually. You want to sign us out?
Hey, stay sexy, Atlanta.
Thanks for checking out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. We're a movie podcast now, so Movie Monday is every Monday about crappy movies from the 20th century. It's going to be great, folks. I can't wait to show y'all.